Teja, good evening.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing well, and congratulations on your Oxford MBA admit.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Congratulations to you too. आपका student ने निकाल लिया, so congratulations to you too.
Thank you. And it's been a pleasure working with you. And today we want to hear about your story, the challenges that you faced, and the decision making, and all the factors that go into deciding how to put up a strong application, which schools to choose from. We want to hear your story on that.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. I'll be happy to share my experiences.
Thank you for taking out the time today. And please do share your work experience and your background with us, so that we have the context.
I'm currently working at Uber as a senior team lead, ma'am. So my work basically revolves around people management, program management. So I'm into community operations and insight generations. Prior to that, I was into sales. I worked for Oyo and other startup. And in between, I prepared for UPSC civil service examinations. So all this cumulatively, I've done my engineering in information technology from Hyderabad in a college known as CBIT, well known by the movie Happy Days back in the day. So after that, it's been around, I passed out in 2017 and now it's 2024. So I've been doing various kinds of things because I was passionate about business and governance. So I'm just trying to explore various nuances of business by working in different fields. So yeah, as of now, I'm with Uber.
Very interesting. And I know your work experience has been really very interesting. So, tell us more about where does the quest for the MBA come from? Why did you choose to pursue an MBA as against any masters or any other program?
So honestly, when I was in engineering, I had plans of masters MS, but then my career went through the UPSC preparation. There, it didn't for me. It made more sense. That was my famous line, even in my essays. I find a lot of parallels between governance and business. So even they say that they conduct business in the parliament. So I felt more intrigued towards business world, like how does marketing happen, how does sales happen, how does an entire product is built in a room, but then how does an individual have to go there and sell it. So that was very interesting and intriguing, and always been looking up to Mr. Tata sir and everyone. So business is something I was very passionate about. And then at this point in time, when I'm around 28 years, I kind of felt plateaued in my career trajectory, because whenever I was applying for a new role and all, there are already people who have an MBA or for which role I want to take. So there was some sort of lagging factor which I felt was there. And in my long term aspiration, I always wanted to have a firm of my own. Even when I didn't knew the spelling of entrepreneurship, I was like, I need to have something of my own. So I felt MBA would primarily solve two, three problems of mine. First, it will give me a breakthrough my career. I can bond with some of my, bond with few of the friends there, make some friends there, and then understand various nuances of business like strategy, marketing, finance, in which I have zero to no idea, right? And the second thing is basically is, even if I want to pivot my career from community operations and sales to something more interesting and challenging, that facilitates me to MBA facilitates me to do that. And the third main reason is that I've seen certain schools which were uniquely positioning them into certain aspects of social impact, certain things which were more focusing on governance and consulting. So then I thought that maybe that would be a lifetime experience to go through those schools, to study there and understand the network. So these are the three main reasons which propelled me to think about MBA. And adding to that, even there was a family pressure. You don't have a master's yet and all that. Then I was like, okay, let's get a master's too. And my girlfriend also has a master's, so I'm like, why don't I have one? So that was the main reason.